Today is the second day, day 2 of taking an antidepressant, fluoxetine, which I haven't actually taken yet, but I will take it about 1 p.m. because yesterday I took it at 2 p.m. so I'm trying to move it closer to the morning time to take it, so it's about just gone 10, so I'll be taking it later. I can tell that it's already helped. I didn't ever want to be in this position, but it's got to the point where PTSD and the anxiety and the anger and everything just got too much, and I was waking up with tremors, and I've been here before 2 years ago, so over 2 years ago, 2 years and 2 years and 2 months, 2 years and 2 months. I've been here already in this position, so I know what it's about. Okay, fine, I've got the tremors. Tried to kill myself 2 years ago, so 31st of March 2022, tried to end my life, so I don't want to get to the point where I'm even considering that, and it kind of got close to it, so I thought, okay, if I'm that depressed, better to take a medication than be dead, because as Jordan Peterson says, it's like, if you're dead, no one can help you. So I've got to go through it again. I've got to go on antidepressants again, but this time, will it be different? Will the same cycle repeat itself? I don't know, maybe a certain family, people, it does always repeat itself, and it is. But I started to think, it's like when people do horrible things to people, does it make them happy? Does it make them happy anyway? So I have to ask myself, it's like, tell myself that sort of like, well, things balance out in the end, I guess, because the people I know in my life that I know have done nasty things, family members, they don't seem happy. They don't seem to be at peace with themselves at all. Am I at peace with myself? Not necessarily, but I think more so than if I'd done the things they'd done. But I don't know, there's lots of thoughts bouncing around in my head. Lots of thoughts. So we're in Hanley Park. I spoke to my sister for about half an hour earlier today, and on the one hand, I like speaking to her because I know that she cares, she knows I care, and we both been through our own mental health struggles, so we're able to kind of show each other love in that respect and be there for each other. On the other hand, we've both been pushed so far down that we're just drowning, that it's like neither one can help the other, because we've both been crushed so bad that we're both just like drowning, and it's hard for us to help each other. And it's like I don't want to be in that position where we make things worse for each other. I don't want us to make things worse for each other. I just don't want to be in that position where we make things worse for each other. I just want us to get to a place where those people, those family members that we know, that I'm not gonna name, even though I may have named them before, but I'd rather do the honourable thing and not say who they are, but certain family members, they know deep down, I would hope, who they are, and they've just crushed us so badly that now it's so hard for us to break free because we've been crushed so bad to the point where we haven't been able to financially be independent. So it's like it's so it's just so hard. And whatever they say about my wife's family and trying to say that, oh, blah 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 blah, my mom is still more dangerous. Oh, I said her, you see, I said what I'm talking about. There you go. So I'm like almost afraid of bad mouthing someone. It's like, this is my video blog, like I can say whatever I want, but it's like I still feel guilty because I've been programmed. I feel bad, like always took it all on, like it's all my fault, like I've got to fix everything. It's like how much can the mind take, you know? How much can the mind take? How much can the mind take, you know? How much can the mind take? So it's my favourite spot. I always feel more peaceful in this spot. I ask myself, sometimes I feel so broken that I just want to end it. I'm just hoping after like a week the antidepressant will kick in and I'll just feel a bit better. But it's affected the development of my personality. Like, it's affected me. I've been influenced by the bullshit, the narcissism, you could say. I've been influenced by, like, sometimes there's a certain amount of irritation and then about something, and then people encourage me to be even more wound up about it. It's like it's just like it's all just stuff, isn't it? It's all just there's no need to go into it. I mean, Kind of wish my sister had heard the voicemail that I left her, because the voicemail I left her, I said I don't really want to talk about family shit, but at the same time, it's like certain things we need to face, because if we don't face it, then we don't want to. I mean, I don't want to accept sometimes. I don't want to accept the reality of the way people are, but I guess like I hope they would change, but I feel like my hand has been kicked off the ladder so many times that I struggle to get it on again, but I've got it on before. Like, I've done it before. I didn't want to have to go through it again. It's like I'm sick of going on. It's like my whole life is just going on and off medication, on and off medication. I never break. Like every time I'm doing better in life, but at the same time, maybe I needed to reflect on the way I've behaved, because my own behavior has led me to this point, partly. My own greed, my own anger. It's not really mine, but this all just led me to this point. And it's at some stage now where it's like, how do I get to a point where the greed and the anger are gone? When we see that it's useless, it's a dirty fuel, I guess, to run on anger. But people say, oh, anger drives you to do this, do that. Maybe there's, I don't know. It's it's a hard thing. It's like we don't think of the consequences down the road. I didn't think of the consequences down the road when it came to asking for money from family members, but it's not just one thing, is it? Like, people can be cruel and people can torture other people, like it happens, and then at the same time, the state of your mind is how it affects you. The state of my mind, the state of my mind is what's most important. But it's like maybe if I just gone along with getting the punch bag, then maybe like I wouldn't have been in this state, as I would have just let out the anger. But maybe it's deeper than that, you know? Maybe it's deeper than that. You maybe it's maybe I should live with intensity. I don't know. I can't make up my mind on what's right for me, whether it works or not, whether meditation does work. I don't know. I think it does work. You see what's going on in the mind. But I used to always punch cushion or whatever, punch things, but maybe it was deeper than that, deeper problem than just anger. So yeah, my mind at the moment is just so chaotic. I just feel like I'm up against it. I'm up against life, and it's like sometimes I'm hoping for a miracle, but maybe it's just the medication just needs to settle in. They did say you won't feel better for a few weeks. It may take a few weeks, so it's possibly had a slight effect. It's probably just taking the edge off, but it's not fully. I don't want to go through this again. I've gone through it again. Once again, I've gone through it. I built myself up, I made it myself to be destroyed again. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of like being just building myself up to be destroyed again. Like, I don't know. We both get told we're crazy. Me and my sister, we get told we're crazy. And the people doing all the shit, we've mixed two different stories together. And thank God my sister remembers the whole story. If it wasn't for her, I would be like, what the fuck is going on? Like, they've mixed two different stories together and they've made one big lie. What can I do? This is back in the shit. There's They part of me just wish I just kept myself to myself, so I didn't have to rely on other people. I just want to isolate sometimes, so people can't have the impact. I just rather just sometimes just not deal with anyone, never see anyone, so people can't hurt me anymore. That's what I try to do. That's why I turn my phone off and just cut people off, because I don't want to deal with people anymore. I wish I just left my phone off, but I wish I just sometimes just left my phone off. I wish I'd left it off completely. I wish I just left it padlocked away. But it just doesn't help. It just makes things worse, because my wife can't get hold of me, and then she comes and sees me and she's angry at me, and it's like she can't get me, and then she doesn't know what's going on with me. But I was better cut off from people. I was in a better position, isolated. Sometimes it feels like I'm on this medication to cope with other people, because I was better by myself. I was better just cutting off from the world. You know, I was just better just cutting off from people. But I just wanted to cut off. I sometimes feel irritated, but I'm on this. It's like I've got to take the pill to function in the world, to get the money, to be in the world that I don't want to live in to begin with. You know? Take the pill. Yeah, it's true what System of the Down says. Antidepressants, controlling tools of your system, making life more tolerable, antidepressants. That's so fucking true. That's how I feel right now. Or Queens of the Stone Age, No One Knows. I don't know if they're referring to antidepressants, but so we get these pills to swallow. We get these pills to swallow. That's how I feel right now. It's like I've got this pill that I've got to take, and it's to make life more tolerable, make this world more tolerable. But when I cut off from the world, I could cope more easily. I wish I just stayed in that zone. But then it's like when you've got a wife and kids, how can you just completely cut off? You can't just completely cut off, can you? Because you've got to see them, you know, you've got to. I want to see them. I love them. I love my wife as well, and I have to be somebody. I have to be somebody in this world to make money, to provide for them. And I think maybe that's true spirituality, is to put your kids first, give them the best life that you can. You know, put your kids first and give them the best life. There's no one else going to do it. It's like we're just slaves, man. It just feels like we're just slaves. We're just slaves to money. We're just slaves. Just got to just let it kick in. That's all I can do. Just caught up in a whirlwind. It was partly tiredness as well. I don't know. It's just caught up in a whirlwind, you know, on the psychological whirlwind, and it's just so difficult to be caught up like this. Maybe I feel better when I eat something. Food is like the one thing. It's like when you eat, it's like feeling good. You know, you can eat and you can feel good when you eat, and after you eat, it's like, oh, life isn't so bad. Food. Because when you feel like this, the appetite just boom goes down. You know, the appetite just goes. It's But it is what it is. You know, it is what it is. If I cut myself off, I was protecting myself, but the wounds were still there. And it only would take one thing, and then, you know, that's it. It only would take one thing. But it's like I didn't let myself slip. I didn't do it. I took the medication because I knew I was slipping. I was waking up in the night with tremors and anxiety, and I knew I was slipping. So here's where I am. And I found myself slipping. But if we don't have pleasure, we don't have pain. If we don't have beauty, we don't have what's ugly. If we don't have peace, we don't have... It's like there's always a duality. But maybe the time is to end duality and just be at peace. Be at peace with what is. Be at peace. Be at peace with what is. Be at peace. Be at peace with what is. Be at peace. Be at peace with what is. Be at peace with what is. being at peace with what is. And that's that. That's that. People try and push guilt onto people when they've done nothing wrong. People try and push it. They try and push guilt. So this is mental illness. This is a damaged psyche. But standing in the rain, there is something refreshing about the rain. It's like a sense of freedom, knowing that knowing that certain people can't hurt me anymore. Well, it's better not to rely on regular stuff, regular money, but just to ask for help when it's needed. So, it's going to be a heat wave next month, Cam says. So she's supporting me again. She's supporting me again after all this time. It's like she keeps having to support me. I can't be the husband or father that I want to be. I can't be the husband or father that I want to be because I'm broken. It feels like I'm broken. And I can't be who I need to be. But Maybe just as I said to my parents, kids don't need anything fancy. It's only the little things that they really want. It's only the little things. It must be so hard at the moment for my sister. Have to leave her kids. I can't imagine how difficult that is for her. And yet all my mother is concerned about is, oh, she doesn't get to see her grandchildren. It's like, what about the poor mother? What about the position she's in? Can you imagine what that's like? And it's not even justice. She's not even without custody because of the justice. She's without custody because you fucked her up, because you twisted everything, and you sent reports, and you lied, and you did everything you can to make someone look as incompetent and as unstable as possible. For what? What, so you could try and get custody? They're never going to give you custody, because anyone with half a brain can see that you guys are nuts. And not only are you nuts, you're also cruel and vindictive. Which is why you got Granny to stop giving me the money. And then you took it for yourself. When you've got 4 times the income that I've got. 4 times. You think I want to be reliant on someone for money? You think if I was mentally stable, if I was in a stable position in life, if you hadn't fucked up my whole entire life, you didn't think that I would want to work? One drop of opportunity I had, you screwed up. You screwed up. I'd already calmed down, but you still went and do a report. And not only did you do a report, you mixed up a million different stories and you told a load of lies. And you didn't say anything you'd done. You said, he did this after, I did this after he did this. I did this after he did this. But you're mixing stuff up. It's like, well, actually, he did this a long time after you did that. But this is the whole thing that one of my therapists said to me. It's like, you and your mum get caught in this tangle of, oh, you did this at this time, this time. Part of it isn't even so malicious. Part of it is probably that she's like, 60, almost 70. So her memory is, she doesn't even realize, she's mixing things up. I don't even know if it's malicious. She's just mixing shit up. But that's fucking dangerous, because she's mixing things up that are pretty significant. Which, if you mix those things up, it makes me look really bad. Which is why they tried to call me, times, to say my piece. But I thought, well, I've been through this shit before with courts. I know how it works, family courts. I know that you go there and you're emotionally charged and they're going to fuck you either way. But if they get to torture you in the meantime and then fuck you over, they prefer doing that. So it's like, do what you want. It's like Shawshank Redemption, where he says, this rehabilitation is just a word. It's just a word. Some men like you can put on a suit and tie and have jobs. So you get on and sign your piece of paper or stamp your thing, because frankly, I don't give a shit. And you know what? That was how I felt. That was how I felt at the time. And it was something really liberating about that. There was something really liberating in being like, you know what? I'm not even answering the phone to the court. I'm like, you've said your lies. I hope you're at peace with all of your bullshit. I hope you're at peace with doing everything you can to sabotage your children's future. You've done it already. You've put shit on their record already. 5 years I had a criminal record for breaking Harry's equipment, which actually I was told was bought for me. So essentially I got a criminal record for breaking what belonged to me and what should have always been considered mine. Most of it was spent with money from my account. But it was a gift. I didn't earn it. If you give someone a birthday present and they break it, you don't arrest them because you bought it for them. It's theirs. It's either theirs or it's yours. Make up your mind. So it already happened. And then you do it again. And this time it fucks up a job opportunity. You can call this karma because it was after I sent emails to their work. But the difference is what I said to their work was true. But it's like you give these people fuel and they take that fuel they pour it back on you and they set fire to it. I've never understood why a parent would want to get revenge on their own child. If my child hurts me in any way, I know it's because they're going through something, or it's something I've done. I know it's something that I need to correct in myself if my child was to hurt me. Because children just don't treat their parents like that unless something is really fucked up. You don't get to the point of feeling so angry that you send an email to someone's work bad-mouthing them unless you've really been pushed so hard to the point where it's like all I wanted was a bit of like niceness, a bit of support, a bit of love from them. And it's like, you know, all they've got is bitterness. Oh, we don't get this, we don't get this. Like, you moved all the way away. You said nasty things all the time. I couldn't cope. That's why I blocked you, Mum, because you said nasty things. You keep saying nasty things. And maybe me and you, we make each other worse because we feed into each other's egos, or we feed into each other's narcissism, or we feed into it. You know, we feed into it. This is me. I see myself now. I see what I am. I see who I am. I see who I am. "43 minutes of using the camera as a therapist." Well, that's that. That's life.